Hello, everyone. I'm Caroline.
Hello. This is nuts. I thought it was chaos last week on my own, but now I've got Caroline and a replacement laptop. So hopefully you can hear us. Things seem to be bouncing about down there.
Yeah, I think
I
I need to
know
turn us down a wee bit. I think we should yelling at you.
I know you can see us because I've got the channel on over here, and I know there are over 30 people with us at the moment. So
Nobody's saying no sound so far, but there is a bit of a delay.
yes.
There's a. Let me know. Is it the same with you? Are we slightly out of sync? We're looking slightly out of sync on my screen. I don't know if we are. Mike says it all good. Seeing and hearing well. Oh, brilliant. Same with you. Are we slightly out of sync? Oh, we're not
Oh,
on
we're
Phil's
not.
computer. We're
No,
okay.
we're all right. See,
Yeah, we're okay.
I just turned my volume on because I can't have my volume on because what you see and I have on this monitor is about 12 seconds behind what happens on that monitor. So if I have my sound on,
You
that
know,
would be
really
very
bad echo.
confusing. Very
Right,
confusing.
okay, so
Yes.
let's have. So please bear with me. There are a few things that I try take. My computer's died. My main desktop computer. So I tried to take some things off there to salvage it because I couldn't take them off my old laptop that I use because that's too old to transfer anything, if you see what I mean. And every time I tried transferring off my big desktop, it would just shut down completely. So I am missing a few jingles and things. So we're going to have to work around it.
Indeed. But we worked around it last week. I couldn't even move the chat last week.
No,
No,
so
I had to. I was ably assisted by Adam last week.
yes, thank you, Adam, for looking after him. He
Yes.
needed it.
Adam was my Caroline replacement last week. He was.
And speaking of Adam, guess who was first in tonight?
Oh, I can't
Adam, the
imagine.
Victorian medal. Well done, Adam. And in second place, so she was keen, Lexi B. And in third
Oh.
place, Ed Creative. And picked to the post was Bonnie Tyler fan. So well done to you three and to Bonnie Tyler fan for almost making it onto the podium, our first podium of the night.
And of course, Lexi B
Hmm.
is
Is.
related to royalty.
Oh, I know.
Discovered
Sorry, I
this.
should call you
Yeah.
Madam. Lady?
Lady.
Lady.
Oh yeah,
Lady
she is
Lexi.
Lady of Bandram.
Oh, Lady Ma.
Lexi
I can see with my jumper, okay?
There we are, Lexi Lady of Bandram.
Yes.
A distant niece, 15 times removed from Queen Catherine Parr. But there again, you wouldn't be calling her auntie, would you? Because there are a few years between Catherine Parr and Lexi. But there we go. See, royal blood, titles, admittedly bought titles, but still.
Is that a title? Who
At the
cares?
end of the day, that's how they all got them, Lexi. If the truth is told, they all bought them, so nothing to be ashamed of there. You're as royal as the rest, kid. Royal as the rest. So there we are.
What is Manky wearing? Same as usual.
Yeah, the usual outfit.
Yeah, the usual thing. It's Manky with
Oh,
his little
any
sweatshirt.
other answer? Quite often people see him in his
Yes, it's
t-shirt.
taking. He's a bit hot anyway.
Yeah.
He likes to
He's
wear
still
this
got
because it
his.
feels like the winter, but with all of his layers of fur, he does sweat a bit. So
Oh, there's his
there we
Mankey
go.
t-shirt
There's
underneath.
Manky.
Yeah. That's his hoodie.
Now then, while we're talking about Manky's clothes, I've got this shirt. If I show you, because Kipu, does anybody know if we can get Kipu clothing? I've looked online and I can't. Is that focus in?
I believe it was Tatiana that
Tatiana got
which
it.
is in she lives in Germany. So I don't know
Yeah.
if it's a company that's known in Germany.
But
Perhaps
Manky
somebody
could
could tell
really do with
us.
some new clothes, so I want to try and get a hold of the company and get some more made for him. But I can't find them. So if anybody found Kipu and knows where we can find Kipu, please send me a link over on the Facebook channel and on Facebook.
Yeah. Rebel Finds and Crafts are suggesting that have the hard drive taken out of the laptop and PC and fit them into caddies and plug them into the new laptop as a drive. That's one way of having everything transferred over.
There's a little problem to that. You see, let me tell you some of the story. The old laptop is pretty dead. It was going in the end that I couldn't even type a sentence without it going back and put in the last few words at the beginning. It was the problems with it just too much to number, as well as the fact you also it never shut and things like that. So that now I couldn't take anything off. So I've given it to Tim and he said, oh, I'll see if I can do anything with it myself. But the only way he could do that was to wipe everything off. So he wiped everything off so there's nothing left on that computer.
Also,
But he has managed to get it working on the internet again.
also that laptop has been open for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
As in, like that, rather than like that, because the hinge snapped. Checked online, it is a common failing fault. They disintegrate the hinges. There is a fix, but it's quite complex. So I ordered the stuff for the fix. Never got around to doing it. Tim took the base off and found that it wasn't the common fault. It was actually a bolt that had done inside the laptop.
A
And
little
within half an
screw.
hour of receiving the old laptop, Tim had it shut.
Yes, I go up every now and then and open and close it.
Just to see how it works.
The rest of it's still useless. It works.
But of
The
course,
hinge.
even though I do appreciate what you're saying there, the point is that even though the computer itself is becoming tired and jaded, if you take the actual memory out, the stuff and put it onto the thing. As for the
Desk.
PC,
See.
that is under warranty. Fortunately, we bought it over 2 years ago, but we had a 3-year extended warranty. So on Monday, tech support Tim will be on live chat with the company that made it.
Yeah, so hopefully they're going to give me a fix.
Yeah,
but
because they gave us.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So maybe wedged on the computer, stuck on the computer, and I won't be able to get them off without wiping it. On the other hand, I may. So that's all in the balance.
Yeah.
Oh, Ed,
Keep
the
focus
battery
on
on my
Amazon.
laptop only lasts an hour. That's impressive. The batteries on my computer, my laptop I was using on here after a while, was about a minute. You turn it on, think, oh, it's plugged in. Where's the plug? And by the time you plugged it in, it's completely shut down. It took 5 minutes to start again.
Yeah, the saying Kipu is on Amazon.
Oh, brilliant. I'll go and have a look then. I did look on, I couldn't find it anywhere. Maybe it was just me. You know what I'm like.
Probably spelled it wrong there. That's what I usually do. I usually spell things incorrectly and wonder why they're not there. You know,
Right, yeah,
PC
so-
randomly sounds like a noisy extractor.
Right, so
file.
there you go. There's the saga of the computer that's taken up the first part of the show. So you know
Yes.
where we are now. So if there's any problems, I am trying my best. And I've got a funny feeling my webcam's going down now. We've had nothing but electrical gremlins. I'm wondering if we've even possibly had a power surge or something, because so many things have broken down in this house in the last 2 weeks. It's really strange. So,
There we are. Rachel Bailey saying Kipu is on Etsy too. So you've got Etsy
Right.
and Amazon you can check out and see what you want to find. So who knows, perhaps
Oh,
this
that would be-
Christmas,
yes, it'd be lovely.
Mankey can have
Yes, we
some
could
new
get a
clothes in
full
his stocking.
wardrobe, couldn't we?
Because
That would
it's
be
getting
fun.
the right size.
Okay, do you think we should stick to blue with Mankey to go with his wellies, or should we change his colour up a little bit? I'll have a look, see what they sell. Perhaps we'll get something really bright and colourful for him, and a Hawaiian shirt would be good, wouldn't it? Right then,
Ah.
let's do something intellectual. Let's have a question, but the only thing is, that's one of the jingles I haven't got. So,
That's right.
come on, do your bit.
I can do it.
You ready for this, everyone?
It's question time. There you go, folks. These jingles. Right then, first question of the evening. Sir William ap Thomas, who built, now he didn't build the entire castle that we visited at Raglan. What he built was the moated tower. And his son added more, and then the marquises and barons added more and more until it became the wonderful thing that it became before it all fell down. But Sir William ap Thomas, who built the moated Great Tower in 1435, was a knight.
Not a day?
No, a knight. Known as what colour Knight of Gwent? Was it A, red,
Vote for
B,
me?
black, or C, blue?
Oh. Vote for Phil. Phil's blue, I'm red, and Monkey's black.
Right,
Here
here
we
we
go,
go.
here come the
Oh, here
comes.
comes the answers. Here comes the answers. Oh, yes. Lots and lots of answers coming in.
Oh, wait, they're building a new hospital down in Cardiff, are they? Right. The last one I knew about was the Grange over in Cwmbran. Didn't know they had any more plans for giving us a new hospital. Well, mind you, they're terrible. They built us a new hospital and then they knocked down 3 to make up for it. So it's like,
Yeah, they built a new hospital
really
not
gained
far
me.
from us, and then they closed so many hospitals around us. We've got less beds now than we had before. And then the latest new hospital they've built over at the Grange, whereas you used to be able to get a nice cup of coffee off somebody on the WRVS voluntary counter, now it'll cost you over a fiver for a Costa because it's all gone out to franchise. So the world is a changing place with improvements that are not always improvements.
still, we're going to move on from that because it's not very positive, is it?
It's not
Let's
very-
think of things
Don't worry.
like
That begins to
psychedelic
come later.
nights.
Yes. So, what colour was the knight? Was he the Red Knight of Gwent, the Black Knight of Gwent, or the Blue Knight of Gwent? And the answer is
Ta-da!
the Blue Knight of Gwent.
That's why you wore blue, wasn't it? So you could win.
Yes, the Blue Knight of Gwent. That's who it was. And we have correct answers.
Good. Always good sign.
In fact, on my list, the very first answer in was correct because we're looking for C. So, Judy Erickson, you've got the gold podium.
Well done, Judy.
Then we had a B, then we had an A, and then we had Mr. Mike Sage
Well done, Mike.
taking the silver podium. Then we had 3 Bs in a row
Ooh.
before Lexi B went with C. So
Mm.
the Royal Highness is on
Good.
the bronze podium.
Well done, Lexi.
And Lexi started a bit of a run there because straight after Lexi was Bonnie Tyler fan 34, then Rachel Bailey. So they were 3 in a row, but Lexi pipped it. So it's Judy, Mike, Lexi.
Well
You
done.
are first, second, and third on the Blue Knight question.
Oh, no, Adam said anyone sound gone funny. I hope that's not us. Because if it is, I haven't got a clue what to do. I don't think I'm too loud, but if we are, let me know.
No, I think we're all right.
Right then, so speaking of Mike,
Yes,
does anybody want some
yes.
insider information on Mike?
Yes.
Want to know what he looks like in uniform?
Because Mike wasn't here last week
No.
as he and his other half were travelling elsewhere, but we have a picture of where they were. There he is.
That with that very smart beret.
Yes, looking very smart indeed there. That was a picture of
Very
Mike
nice, isn't it?
at the parade last week, because of course last Saturday was the 11th, which is Armistice Day, and there were parades all around the world remembering those who fell in various wars throughout the last century or more, and that's where he was. That-
Short. Just notice you're short. Sit up, lad. Sit up.
better.
It's better.
I've grown.
More proportional now.
I have
I can't be doing with unproportional people.
no.
Right.
I tell you one thing. That castle we went to, it was beautiful. It is quite, well, I'm not going to say unique because otherwise everyone will send me pictures of similar castles, but to me, in our experience, it was quite unique in the style and the way it is set there on the hillside. It was quite beautiful. But the fact they allowed us up that tower was a mixed blessing.
Quite enjoyed it. You
A
did,
mixed-
did you?
no, a mixed well, the thing was,
You were very much braver than you have been in some of the places we've been to.
yeah, well,
was
I would have
impressed.
been all right going up the tower because it was totally enclosed, and as long as I can't see over edges, I'm fine. I don't imagine how I am. I need to know. But the problem was, as Caroline pointed out, those huge stone steps that were worn down, where people have marched up and down them for hundreds of years, there were gaps in them.
I was a bit unnerved
Yeah.
just because I thought, how safe are these steps?
Yeah, there was gaps between the steps. You could see right through the steps. That was a little bit distressing. And then, of course, when you get to the top, the actual boundary walls in places are not terribly high.
No.
And as I mentioned in the video, I suddenly realized that when we were entering the castle and I was looking at the heights above us and talking about the way in which it was designed and the purpose of the openings, and Caroline was referring to the gargoyles, which were right up there, suddenly they were down there. We were higher than where we had been looking. So, and
You would very well.
well, no, and then to be honest, when I was doing the first edit, because I simply go through and label all of the pieces and put them in order, then Caroline edits. It just saves her a lot of time. When I was doing the first edit, I was feeling quite unnerved again when Caroline looked over the edge and it looked down, and that is a view I would not have wanted from the top of the tower.
No.
Yeah, it's one of those things. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just the way my brain works.
But before we carry on, I have to say this. Can you get your jumper and rub all over you? Phil's been. I've got all these Christmas decorations everywhere because
What?
all over your face. You've got a little. I don't know if you can all see it at home, but every now and then, like just picking up on various parts of Phil's place around this area.
That's all this glitter.
I know it's everywhere. I've probably got bits on
We've
me.
got glitter everywhere here. It's like a glitter factory.
It is. You should see my studio. And glitter, it's a bit like a dog's not just for Christmas, it's for life. It's the same with glitter. You think you've cleaned every last bit up, and it just keeps appearing from nowhere. So we're going to have glitter around for a while.
Yes, I think I should have just left it
Jen?
there and just sort of.
It could be like these men put the baubles in their beards. Phil could just start putting glitter on his face because he's a sort of fashion statement. Perhaps not.
Well, Rachel Bailey's sound is fine anyway,
Right.
and Julie Erickson's sound is fine. So it looks like Adam's got problems there, so we're okay.
Rachel said, when I was younger, I had no problem with heights. I even stood on the edge of the Grand Canyon. Not now, though. Oh, yeah, you wouldn't do that, would you?
No.
Lexi said, are we sure Phil isn't really a vampire and that's why he's glittering? Somebody's watched Twilight.
Ed's referring to glitter. Got the same glitter and metallic powder everywhere, though. Yes, for those who haven't seen the pictures, Ed managed to become quite silver this week. There are
It's the
images that
cyborg effect. I get that sometimes. You've got all you keep rubbing things on with this metallic paste stuff. It's quite a nice look, though. I know it's not really suitable for wearing around the place, but I love the look of my fingers covered in gold and
yes.
silver. It's quite impressive.
Well, the intention, I believe, Ed, was that you were going to, and in fairness, you achieved it. You silvered the tin, but you also managed to silver yourself in the process. We've also had some great pictures from Ed of the floods down his way because the river levels got extremely high at one point during the last week here in Wales. And also, just to keep the variety going, as well as silver hands and flooded rivers. Ed also had a jolly good bargain in a charity shop when he picked up a couple of bottles of ink,
Yep.
drawing ink, 50p.
Excellent.
It's amazing the bargains you can get.
It's really strange shopping experience. You go anywhere else, you know what you're looking for. Perhaps you browse and think, I go to this shop, they sell generally this or generally that. You go to the thrift store or charity shop and you never know what you're going to come back with. No matter what you're looking for, you'll probably find something you really want that you hadn't even thought about. I picked up the most obscure things, didn't I, in charity
Oh,
shops?
definitely. Definitely. Very obscure things, dear. Very obscure indeed.
Ribble Finds and Crafts said if you want steps, try the Monument in London. He's got 311 steps to get to the top. That's a lot. The problem we've got is I don't think because I've got sticky knees, I don't think I could get up that many steps, but I'd never get down them. Phil is frightened of heights, so even if he got to the top, he couldn't film for you. So it wouldn't really be any point.
Saying
trying.
that,
Saying that.
we are considering a trip to London next year.
Yeah.
And when we do so, I am toying with the idea of
Oh, yeah.
toying with the idea of
Good idea.
taking Caroline up to the top of one of the big glass buildings so they can enjoy an afternoon tea.
Yes. Oh, I couldn't possibly. You know me, I don't like anything sweet.
I will just sit there and focus on the food. We're also looking forward to going to Borough Market because we've seen some wonderful videos on YouTube of
Oh,
food
yes.
in Borough Market.
Looking at all the places in London. Oh, I really want to. I love the idea of going to London, but never really thought of it as a holiday destination. We go everywhere. We go to Paris, and I'm thinking, well, people go to Paris, and we do, and we think it's wonderful. But the people who live in Paris probably think it's just town. And it's the same with us, really. London's okay, but it's not special. And then I thought, but there are so many things there that I could do, and the more I think about it, the more I want to go now.
And in fairness, we have had reason to go to London, but our reasons have always been not connected with really enjoying ourselves because our youngest was in a hospital in London for 2.5 months and underwent major open heart surgery as a baby.
Yes,
So
it's not. It
that's
wasn't a place we went for,
No, we
for
weren't.
amusement then.
So for years, first 4 years until they transferred elsewhere, we were back and forth. It was always parking, hospital appointments. We used to go up and visit my mum when mum was working up there. But it's always been sort of in and out in a
It
day.
wasn't a holiday resort.
We've
so it's-
never gone there and said, let's spend 3 or 4 days
Mm.
and be tourists. And that's the plan for next year, is to be tourists in London and share as much of it as we can with everyone while
Yeah.
we're there. So we are planning to do that.
Lexi said, no, wait a minute. There is Rachel Bailey. There's a lift to the top of Blackpool Tower. Been in the lift to the top of Blackpool Tower.
Without me.
Yeah, when I was 11, we went up. And I was a bit nervous. I'd never been in any sort of lift at all because we lived in a small village. And sometimes I visit the big town of Bargate to see my granny, which wasn't really very big. And then suddenly, instead of just being in a lift, I was in a lift going up a tower. So I was quite nervous, but I thought it was wonderful when I got to the top.
We've walked to the top of, or climbed to the top of
St Paul's Cathedral.
St Paul's Cathedral. Yes, we've been outside of St Paul's Cathedral on the door, and Eiffel Tower.
Yes, been to the top of the Eiffel Tower.
The
That's
top-
brilliant. Oh, if ever you get a chance, go up because when you're at the top,
Yes.
you can feel it's only a little bit, but you can just sense it moving
Yes.
like this.
I can
love that.
assure you that whilst I may look as if on occasions I'm going to burst into tears when we're at great heights, on that occasion I did. It was scary.
Yes.
I was.
I loved it, but
Oh, little people like ants down on the bottom running around the place. Yes, very, very freaky.
oh, Beata's off to the States next summer.
Oh, lovely.
Oh.
Lovely.
States are so big, you're saying about planning. How do you decide where to go? Because it's like lots of different countries in one big country.
Oh, it's massive.
So I'd want to go. That would be fun to go to every single state, try them all out. But I think that would take a little bit more than a week.
It would indeed. Shall we do another question?
Let's do another question.
Because-
Marky down to come on.
Yeah. Are you ready, folks? Anki's about to introduce question number 2. It's question time. Okay, here we go. Question number 2. The Blue Knight's son created the gatehouse with its stone arches to rain down missiles on attackers. And over the years, Raglan Castle was transformed into a magnificent country seat with what is reported to have been one of the finest I gotta be able to say this now. Renaissance. Look at that right.
Renaissance.
Renaissance gardens in Britain. But despite a garrison of men and one of the longest sieges in the Civil War, it eventually fell to the parliamentarian forces who deliberately destroyed it. How many men were in the garrison that defended Raglan Castle? Was it A, 400, B, 800, or C, 1200?
Go. Wrong button.
How many men? How many men? Now,
Here
so
we
far, I've been very, very
Hmm.
pure in my question because the answers to both the first and second question were in the video. And so is the answer to the third question when it comes, but it's a bit more technical.
Mm.
Yes.
Oh no, Beata's got funny sound now.
Oh, it's the funny sound brigade are out tonight.
Definitely got gremlins.
Oh. What are we thinking? Do you think it was 400? The actual siege, I did look up because I thought, well, how long was the longest siege? And it actually took place towards the end of the Civil War. If only nobody had bothered to defend the castle at the end of the Civil War, if they just all moved out.
Well done, Tom. You interrupted Phil. Oh, thank you so much.
Tom, thank you, Jim.
£10
You're a
super
gentleman.
chat of Tom Burley, and as you all know, if you haven't checked out well, you won't know, but if you haven't checked out Tom's videos, go check them out. He's brilliant.
Absolutely, I'm
Ah,
sure
see
you
something
will,
we've
I
got. Lex, you've got a craft channel. We've got
West Country Mudlarks.
West Country Mudlarks. We got I've got a brilliant channel.
Mudlark.
Victorian Mudlark. Adam.
We've
Listen,
got our.
who else have we got in tonight? Who's got a channel? Looking, I can't see. But you know, we got so many people just in our group. If you want to go and check out their channels,
And you've got Mark and Julie over in Hastings area.
yes, they're
over
Kentish Mudlarks,
the
aren't they?
Kentish Mudlarks, yeah, they're great.
So, but thank you ever so much, Tom. We do appreciate that. I can't wait to come up and see you. We've been watching a lot of Last of the Summer Wine lately, and every time I hear the music, I imagine you, me, and Phil wandering along up the Days Mudlark, and then we start off like, let's go, and we've
You do realise.
End of the day, we're like this.
Do you realise if it was possible for Tom to retract his gift, he probably would now that you've said, I've been watching Last of the Summer Wine and it reminds me of you. Because he's a young, fit man and we've been watching Compo, Foggy, and
I'll be
Cleggy.
careful. It's disastrous at the end of it all.
But I tell you what, every single episode almost, they find themselves walking over a bridge with the river running underneath and a stone beach to the side, and that's what takes us back as well. But I'm sure he's sitting there now figuring out which one of the three he is.
Right, Ed was saying, I wonder if the sound is the computer switching microphones, as the sound seems to go lower for a second or two. Now, when I filmed, the only thing I filmed on here before doing this show is I did film the little bits for my craft channel, and I noticed it's just one word would be really, really quiet, and I'd have to boost it like I usually boost something like 5, and I was boosting it 20, and it was still quiet. So there's something weird going. Oh.
Yeah,
And this is the new one.
Yeah, it says the more that you move, the more the sound changes. So I don't know.
Right, this weird going on as well with my microphone. Now, it was, I always, if I was doing the craft, I had to move my microphone off my desk because every time I put down the scissors or something, it makes really loud noise. Now, I'm going to try it now. See if you can hear this. Tap in the microphone and it doesn't pick it up. I can bang the desk, was picking, no. Very quiet. So there's some sort of noise cancellation going on that
Is it built into your new laptop?
Must be built into the laptop.
And if so, can we switch it off?
That's a good question.
Not now, but something.
No, I won't touch it now.
Something to take the tech supports it.
Yeah, we'll get him to do it.
There is a loudness suppression.
You know what? Ed was saying barely hear that, and I was tapping that fairly firmly.
Oh yeah, if that had been in the other mic, you would.
Oh, you'd have been like, ah.
Anyway, then.
It's the same mic, it's just
yeah,
like
if that been the other, it's got to have some kind of noise suppression. You know what? It's like the car. Every time you upgrade the car and they've put a few more things the car does on your behalf, the more complicated it gets. And the more things get, I go around switching things off. And I think we're going to have to switch 1 or 2 things off on there so that we can improve that.
It's an HP Envy, Ed.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, we'd better give the answer to this question.
Moaning about my electronics.
You know what I'm like.
My electronics are rubbish at the moment, so sorry for everything.
Well, I can say that people were listening because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first 5 answers in were correct.
Correct answers.
First 5 were correct. So I'll name all 5, but there are
you're over 3 on the podium.
Yeah, there are other correct answers further down the page, but I'll just give the top 5. So, gold podium goes to Juan Fetters, silver, Judy Erickson, and bronze, Mike Sinch.
Well done. Sorry, I was.
So we've got Dan, Judy, and Mike.
Dan, Judy, and Mike.
And then Ed and Glenda, special mentions because you were amongst the first 5 in. And I know just how, even when all the answers come in, it can be literally 10 seconds from the first to the last because they come in so quickly. And those top 5 will have come in very quickly. But of course, the computer logs them one by one. And Dan, Judy, and Mike take the top slots. But Ed and Glenda, you were in there very close, very close.
I'm going to try and experiment. I know I said it wouldn't, but I'm going to try and experiment because once Love Treasure said, is the noise cancelling that's suppressing a word here and there? Knock at the desk is cutting out your voice. So I'm going to bang the desk while I'm talking along like this and see if it is cutting out every now and then when I say something. So I'll stop now. Let me know, was that cutting out every now and then? Stop looking.
See, what I've noticed is if you do that, you watch the volume on the mic.
Yeah, it
disappears. So it definitely has a volume suppression on it for taking out interference, which is not working as it should. So
We're gonna
we
get rid of
will,
that.
by next week, we'll find a way to cancel it.
No,
As I was saying,
Grant, what were you saying? Amaze me. You're prepared to be amazed.
the siege took place right at the end of the
To the
right,
end. Right.
very near
Very near to the end,
to
right?
the end. So if no one had been in residence and they hadn't needed to attack it, perhaps they wouldn't have then felt the need to level it, and we'd still have Lancaster.
Oh,
Yes, could do.
if it wasn't for that.
But I could dare say the longest siege.
Mm,
How long?
3'6".
How long? No, it wasn't. It was taller than that.
Oh.
How many weeks do you think the siege took?
752.5.
That's longer than the war. It's not. It was quite. No, 13 weeks.
13 weeks.
Yeah, and then the poor chap inside decided we're wasting our time. Yeah, we're going to lose. It's time to get out.
Funny there, you can say some people say, oh, unlucky for some. But when you think it was half were lucky, half were unlucky. So it doesn't really make any difference, does it?
No, 13 weeks. That was the longest siege that it took on a castle, and that was the one. But of course, the concept was, as the parliamentarians took these places, and this was a technique of war right up until, most recent times, because when the Welsh would take a castle, the Welsh rebels, quite often they would destroy the castle to prevent those ruling them from using it as a centre of power again. And that was the principle of the parliamentarians. As they went along, they levelled these places to stop those who were trying to maintain the monarchy reusing them in the future.
Judy said, when your voice is cut out, you're nowhere near the desk. Phil's foot is on the bottom of the desk.
Oh, it's all my
The bottom of the desk.
It's always my fault.
Oh.
But like I say,
Oh.
I think it just may be the noise suppression is picking up on
Yeah.
certain things in our voice or whatever. And
So,
anyway.
what was the live show about tonight? It was about all the problems Caroline's having with the computer. I think we may have mentioned something else.
Should we do some happy news?
Let's do some, happy
news.
And big announcement, I've got a jingle
We've
for that.
got this jingle. Oh, that's Happy Mail.
Ah.
That was close.
Yeah, okay, so it's happy.
Slash.
No, well, we have a news flash. It's not
Yeah,
really
we have that instead.
news
Happy
flash.
Mail is above it. No, that's the well what we want it. Hang on. Press that one.
Oh, here we go. You're getting this, whatever it is.
There we go. Yeah, right? Now you're stuck in it.
No.
No.
Any minute now. God, that's going on and on. It doesn't usually go on like that.
No, you broke it.
I have to turn that off. We'd all died of boredom.
Right. So we're using the wrong one because Caroline thought Happy News was Happy Mail. Easy mistake. It had a
Oh,
happy in
it's
it.
a long week. It really has. Right then, so I will read you my good news for today. A teenager has donated £7,000 of produce from her garden to food banks. When Iowa teen Lauren Schroeder, that's right, showed up to a community food drive during COVID, she didn't see a lot that actually nourished people, just a lot of boxed and canned goods. She decided to become the change she wanted to see, and after receiving a half-acre of land from her parents, she grew £7,000 of produce with a market value of around £15,000 and gave it all away to food banks and non-profits in the Quad Cities area. It was a really good feeling to know that anyone who wanted fresh vegetables would be able to get them, Lauren said. I knew I wanted to keep going. And now, after receiving a second grant from Future Farmers of America, she turned her half acre into a full acre and expanded the number of vegetables to 20 different species. Her goal is to donate £20,000 of vegetables by the time she graduates next June. Her mother said, "How could you not be proud?" Exactly. What a wonderful thing to do. And so fulfilling. If you're going to do something generous and it's even that you've grown this stuff yourself and all the time you're growing it, you've got the idea where it's going, it must have given you such a wonderful sense of satisfaction, and then brilliant for the people. Turn up and there's all this, well, not homegrown, I suppose. If she's grown on half an acre, you'd have to industrialise a little bit, but still very impressive.
By the scale of their farm, that was probably half an acre, which was seen as a garden.
Yeah.
But the young lady is actually studying sort of farming, so it's what she does. But it was the fact that she then applied that to the need in the community and gave it all away.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Oh.
And they were saying that she was doing 2 or 3 hours a day watering and weeding, ably assisted by her younger siblings and friends. So a lot of commitment.
Yeah, just
Well,
it wasn't an easy job.
We
But-
know, just trying to get tech support Tim to water the greenhouse for 10 days.
Oh, they were
holidays.
casualties. They were serious casualties when I left my
It was
greenhouse to
difficult.
tech support Tim.
So this person is an absolute outstanding hero in our eyes because we took one of our kids to water the greenhouse for 10 days. But yeah, brilliant work. And of course, it is difficult sometimes because
Foot off.
when it comes to trying to get food for food parcels and other things, you can understand the convenience of being able to donate processed foods, dried foods, etc. But to see the vision to take fresh food and make it available to the people in the town via food parcels and other things is a brilliant move.
Yep.
And I'm sure it's something that will inspire others.
Yeah.
You know, to join in and take it further. Brilliant idea. Brilliant idea.
Right. We should have another question.
Do you think
Time
so?
is ticking on and we don't have a question. Come on, Monkey, down. I'll tell you what, Panky, do you want to go? I'd love to. Go on then.
There we go. It's Frankie's turn. Hello. It's question time.
Oh, well done, Panky.
Right. Question number 3. And the answer was in the video. But I have my doubts if anyone will have noticed it. Complicated this. As members of CADU, with an annual subscription of £83.10, we have free entrance to over 130 locations in Wales. We can go into English Heritage half price, and if we join next year, we will get English Heritage free as well, won't we? Am I right? I'm right. But what would it have cost for the two of us to make that visit to Raglan Castle on the day if we were not members? Would it have cost A, £12.40 for the two of us? Would it have cost B, £17.40 for the two of us? Or would it have cost C, £22.40 for the two of us? What are you laughing at?
I nearly pressed go and I didn't want to. And I'm like, oh.
I think
I
you
couldn't
press
turn
it.
this I never turn this laptop on the button. I always just put it to sleep and then I press it and he wakes up. And I came to do the show tonight. And so find the old button.
He was quite nervous.
It's dreadful.
You'll get there, dear. You'll get there.
Excuse me, this is just one of those weeks. Seriously, you would not believe what we've had going wrong. And it's just, my brain's just completely. Phyllis said, like, oh, Caroline, you know you want to laugh. It's a bit late, Phyllis, I just did. Oh dear.
Quite a variety of answers. Now, in order to know the answer to this, to be certain. Put you in the other room in a minute.
Okay.
Yes. In order to know the answer to this, you will have had to have noticed as we walked in a green price list, spotted how much it was per adult, and multiplied it by 2. I've got a feeling nobody on this list did that. I think this is random guesses. Do you know what? I'm going to carry on like a true professional.
Ignore me.
Last week I carried on regardless, even because Caroline wasn't here, and today I'm carrying on regardless because Caroline is here.
Bag here, and then everything I just pop it on my head, and you'll know what I'm doing under the bag. Oh.
So, I can tell you that on that list it said per adult £8.70, which means for the two of us it would have been £17.40, which means the correct answer is B, which is very interesting.
Very.
Yes,
Mm.
because the third answer on the list came from Beata Heinz,
Well done, Beata.
and it was B. Then I have to go off the page all the way down to find P. Mitch,
Well done,
who
P.
said
Mitch.
B. And then there's only one more B, and it's the very last answer
Ooh.
from Faraway Portal.
Well
who
done,
said
Faraway
B.
Portal.
So as far as I can see, they are the only three Bs. So Faraway
Mm.
Portal has got the bronze position, P. Mitch has got the silver position, and Beata has got the gold position because they're the only three correct answers tonight.
Right, Shelm 9 said, am I disqualified if I brought a calculator into the exam room? As long as you can have it written on your sleeve, on your arm underneath your sleeve, we'll let you off.
Absolutely. There we go. And even using the calculator, they came up with C.
It was a
Which is all
wonderfully
right.
valiant attempt.
Yes, because so did a lot more people come up with C. I think A was the most popular answer, C was the second most popular answer, and the actual answer, which was B, was the least popular. But when you think about it, it's £17.40 for us to do that one castle visit. The day we bought the ticket, we went into Philly Castle, didn't pay. We've been to Tintern and got our parking, £3 parking refunded and free entry into Tintern. Have we done any other on Cadw? Yeah, what did we do on Cadw recently? We went somewhere. For sure.
Anyway.
But it doesn't take many visits. Probably half a dozen visits and we're well in. Because 5 visits will take us up to the best part of £100. So there we go. Half a dozen visits and we've got our money back. All we've got to do is make sure we get our money's worth. And of course, by having Cadw, it doesn't only pay for 2 of us, it pays for all of us.
Well, all pandas go free.
Yes.
Well worth it.
Well, I don't know, because
well, our pandas go free.
He hides in my pocket, so nobody knows he's there.
Well, we need
Perhaps
to
if they
check
knew
that
he was
out.
there, he might have to have his own card.
Well, I hope Tom isn't listening. Remember the Tom who sold us the ticket from Philly?
We'll have to get a family membership, just so we can get him in. They do family memberships, actually. Yeah, you could take 2 adults and up to 3 children, and that was £20 odd. So, as I say, they make it cost effective to actually, and of course, by making it cost effective, if you visit half a dozen or more places in 1 year, then it encourages people to visit more of the places and learn the history. And I got to be honest, I think they've done quite a fine job, because some of those visual aids that they had, the chair, the candle-powered microwave, the jug filler, I thought they were very interesting. I'm sure they're very entertaining for children, but I liked them too.
Well, he said, does Phil ever have laughing spells? Only once I can ever remember Phil having an uncontrollable laughing spell, and he's been having a really tough time. We were on holidays in Tenby, and
was when-
comedy came up on the television. We watched on the television, and something funny happened, and he was crying, he was doubled over, he couldn't breathe, and it was a turning point, wasn't it? Because you hadn't even smiled for months.
No, I'd been very ill. I'd been struggling with, really struggling with depression. And we were on holidays, and Caroline was really dreading the holidays because I was struggling so hard. And I know it was a long time ago because it was Fergie and Andrew's wedding. So that's how long ago it was. Prince Andrew was getting married, and he's been divorced for years. But I know that because it was in the newspapers when we were down there. But as Caroline said, I was just sat there, and this show was on the TV, and they just did this silly sketch.
It wasn't even that funny.
To me, it was. I just started to laugh.
It just tickled something, didn't it?
I just started to laugh, and I laughed, and I laughed, and I laughed. In the end, I thought I was I couldn't breathe. I was in agony. And as kind of, it's amazing, because I know the scriptures tell us that laughter is a great medicine, but shoot, something broke. The laughter just broke something, and I had a great holiday, and I come back well. So, sometimes, I'm not one for uncontrollable laughter under normal circumstances. But on that occasion, it saved our holiday. And who knows? It did. It transformed my situation at that time. And it was just something funny on the telly. It probably wouldn't make me laugh today.
No, it wasn't that funny, but
It-
just happened to.
If I saw it now, I'd probably think that's funny because I do tend to say, "Oh, that was really funny," and I may smile, and I may chuckle. I very
Chicken would be pushing it.
yeah, yeah. But on that occasion, quite transformational. So there we go.
I had a quick message. Anne Goodwin, sorry. On our way to a family wedding in Arizona in bad traffic, we wanted to say hi to everyone. So, Anne and Jason, hope you have a wonderful time at the wedding, and I hope the traffic clears up for you soon.
Hi there,
So, I'll
both.
leave you to drop in.
It is indeed. Thank you very much for messaging us, and we trust you have a very safe journey. And as Callie said, a fantastic time with
Yes.
the family and everything that's happening there. Okay,
Exciting. It's always exciting to go to a wedding.
Well, shall I do my happy news?
Well, then you can't have a
My
jingle
happy-
because we don't have one.
Well, I can.
Unless you want it to be a news flash.
I'll have a news flash. I'll set it for a
Go
news
on then,
flash.
I'll cut it short.
Oh, go on then.
Why were this stupid thing? Stop! I was pressing the wrong.
I know you. I heard the clicks. I went to talk. I looked down. I thought, hang on, we're still going. Right then,
It's a holiday.
a statue for a real superhero. That's the title.
Superhero.
Sebi Hall.
Wonder Woman.
No, this is Sebi Hall. He was just 17 when he decided to dedicate his life to helping others. He works tirelessly to help others and has founded his own charity to encourage others to follow his lead, the Sebi Hall Kindness Foundation, which helps vulnerable youngsters. During his 3 years of good work, he donated 400 coats and blankets to homeless charities, gifted 800 toys to children's homes, and even used his own pocket money during his teens to pay for strangers to have coffees. The kind hero from Lichfield, who was born with a rare chromosome anomaly, who is now 20, initially started spreading kindness during lockdown after he discovered classmates didn't have access to a computer. His first thought was to donate his own device. But conscious this wouldn't help all of his pals, he raised money to buy them each a laptop by carrying out kind acts like car washing. Following a search for the UK's kindest people by Kindness Company, he was crowned the UK's 2023 Kind Hero and honoured with a statue near Tower Bridge in London. The 6-foot-tall likeness features Sebi in a superhero-style cape and stance, inspired by his motto, "Kindness is my superpower."
Oh.
Following its stint in the capital, the statue will be transported for a long-term home in Lichfield, his hometown in Staffordshire.
Oh no, what I like about that story. I mean, he's a wonderful boy. Anyway, I mean that is marvelous what he's done. But what I love about it is like COVID. You think of COVID, and it's just brings back lots of bad memories, and lots of people they've got their complaints about it. But one thing that we can see that's undeniably positive that came out of it was how many people started helping people because of COVID starting. It really brought out something.
Sense of community.
Yes, a sense of community in so many people, and so it's good things. I'm not saying it was a good thing,
No.
but if we had to go through it, is lovely that so many good things did happen.
That's right. And it's out of difficult times, sometimes some of the greatest acts of kindness come. And there was a sense globally that we were in it together. There wasn't a case, one of the first people to pass away in the headlines in this country was Lord Bath. So, it was no respecter of persons, whether you were the highest dignitary. We lost Tim Brooke Taylor, one of the great comedians here in our country. We lost musicians, and we lost neighbours. And it was just one of those things that were touching everyone. And I think that is what drew everyone together. As I've said in the past, it had that snowfall effect when we're all cut off and people start to help their neighbours, start to offer kindness. And it brings out sometimes the toughest of times, brings out the best in people. And it certainly did in this young man. At 17 to decide, but to not just to decide, he did something noble and good. And he so liked what he did and how it made him feel and what it achieved for others that I love the line where it says, at 17, he chose to dedicate his life to acts of kindness. And that's quite a big thing to say, which I thought was brilliant.
It was very, very nice. Very. You think of the word? They would be nice. Doesn't cover it. Dedicated doesn't cover it. Very
Inspirational.
inspirational. We'll call it inspirational, but it's just a word. I can't think of what word it would be, but I just think there must be a perfect word to describe that. Right, that's how we do another question. Another question. No, who we're gonna have this time? Come on in, Bambi. Bambi this time. Bambi's gonna do the question.
Hello, it's question time. Here we go. When we were below the library, and we could, that was the library by the huge windows, as Caroline said. The windows were arranged in such a way to bring all the light in so that people could read. And when we were below the library, there was a display of false books stacked up with a candlestick and two candles. And they were arranged on what would have been the stairs, I believe, climbing up to the library area. And it was so impressive, we actually used it as the thumbnail for this week's film.
Monkey loved it.
He did indeed.
Thought he was in Harry Potter world.
And here's the question. How many books were in that display?
Ooh.
Oh, I've got to give you credit. I'm waiting for Karen to press go and I haven't given you the answers. Do you think?
She wants to work with around here.
I was going, go, say go, say go. Hang on, folks, hang on. Stop. No more answers.
Too late.
How many?
The genie's
How
out of the
many
box.
books were there?
You've got to allow for the
How many books were there? I have to give you answers before we get to go. Okay, was it A 10, B 15, or C 20?
I know that came in until that were right before. So there we go. Sorry, it's the only way we can organise it due to idiot error on both our behalves tonight.
I get tired now. I fell asleep just before we come on air, and now I'm falling asleep again. So what do you think, folks? Do you think after the word go, what do you think? Do you think it's A 10 books? Do you think it's B 15 books? Or do you think it's C 20 books?
27 books. Do whatever you like. I mean, it's just falling apart now. Life is a shambles tonight.
Right. Oh, we got go there and we got answers below.
Let's go. Went. So what?
I do this from time to time. I lose track.
I think you lose the plot.
Me? How can you say such a thing?
I never do.
Oh, dear me. I tell you what, as well as Ed's craft this week with his painted hands, we also had on Facebook Adam. Adam's his model train is coming on brilliantly, and also Michelle. No, it wasn't Michelle, and it was Home Crafty. I believe that using your idea for flowers from your denim, did it in material, and they were beautiful.
They were, I saw those.
They were. But Michelle has put out a picture. If you haven't seen Michelle's picture, it's worth a look because so far I have spent about 15 minutes looking, and they assure me, 4 deer in the picture, and I can find 3. And I keep looking, there are 4 Florida white-tailed deer in a picture of a forest. I can see 3, and I'm going to keep looking. So check that out if you haven't already, folks. So there we go. We've had some interesting things in.
So, did we have a winner?
We now
Well,
will tell
thank
you.
you.
No, I just thought give people a chance to put in their answers.
Thank you.
No.
I'm giving up.
Here we
I'll
go.
take it.
The answer is 10,
Ta-da!
which is A. So that means the first 4 answers up were correct. And that means gold goes to Adam,
Well done, Adam.
the Victorian Medlock. Silver goes to Dan Fetters.
Well done, Dan.
And bronze goes to Judy Erickson.
Well done, Judy.
And a special mention for Ed, because he was 4th.
Yes, well done, Ed.
And it was 4 in a row. So there we go. Yeah, there were 10 bucks arranged. One of them was open at the top, 3 of them stacked on the side, and then the rest were layered down. But that's the sort of thing I like, though, was those little touches that they did, putting those little things in.
Made it more entertaining.
And something we didn't show was that there were QR codes around the place, so that you could get answers to questions. I think it was designed for children as they went through to be able to follow a trail and answer questions about various things that they found along the way. So it's making it educational, but entertaining and interesting at the same time. And I enjoyed it.
And it's 10 o'clock, so we're going to go straight to that ever-present question.
Shall we?
Shall we? Shall we do it? Go on then.
Mankey, how many times did he appear in this week's? Excuse me. I'm drying up now. It's the glitter that's getting in my throat.
It's everywhere.
How many times did Mankey appear in this week's video? Now, if you saw him in a shot, in a place, it's once, regardless of what he was doing at the time. So was it A, once, B, twice, or C, 3 times?
Oh! Right. Here come the answers. Here come the answers. We got 3s, 1s, 2s. And Ribble Finds and Craft is in with the usual diagnosis of the situation.
Indeed.
Oh, the answers have come in, including in the outro. I have to stop and think now because she was in the outro.
What outro?
Can't even remember. There was only some
Bit of music, wasn't it?
when you were talking at the end, was it? Oh, we got one of those question nights again now. It's no good asking me this week because I was so busy trying to figure out how to work on my new computer and edit at the same time. It was a bit of a disaster. Anyway, stop talking about the new computer. Right then. So, according to Ribble Crafts and Finds, it was behind Phil climbing the wall 3 times, looking out onto the roof, and behind the books.
Yep.
And also was four times with that sneaky one in Phil's left coat pocket by the flagpole. I got a piece of paper over here. Do something entertaining.
I thought I'm written down, yeah.
Oh, you got it over there?
Yeah, I wrote them
Oh, you
down,
got?
but no.
Well done, Ribble.
But it. Oh, because at one point you queried whether or not he was in my pocket, and we blew it up.
Yeah, and it was a piece of paper.
Because they gave us one of these leaflets when we arrived, and I folded it and put that in my pocket.
And it was
as well.
filled in the distance, and I just flashed past him. When I was looking on the edge, I could see there was something white. Oh, this Mankey! And he wasn't, it was paper. So
we're going to have to double check.
Oh, I don't know, right. Oh.
For the purposes of tonight, as 4 is not an option,
so we'll have to go for 3.
the answer is 3. And
well, I think Ribble Finds and Crafts can get first place anyway, because if they're saying 4 and that was right.
No.
Oh, he's tonight.
No.
Oh, you're being a bruiser now.
Yeah. So the answer is 3. We can always apologise in next week's live show.
I think you'll be eating humble pie.
But 3
and 5, because if he's in the outro as well.
So therefore, if we're sticking with the 3, because the 3 that I have is climbing during the history, Looking at the view from the tower and by the books, which are the three that.
Yeah, because Ribbles Crafts and Fine said that he saw the white in the pocket.
Yeah.
Mm.
So if we're going with three, then we have gold for Adam,
Well done, Adam.
we have silver for Ed,
Well done, Ed.
and bronze for Ribble Crafts and Finds.
Oh, well done, Ribble Crafts and Fines.
There
And
we
I'm
go.
going to give you an honorary medal as well, because if you saw him 4 times, there's a good chance he was on there 4 times.
We will
You
check
see
that.
4 times than we do.
So-
So much more accurate.
So the fourth one is believed to have been 2342. We'll have to check that. Check that
That's
after.
you've got Phil thinking now.
Ah.
Anyway, so the time is gone.
The time's gone, and we are 5 minutes over, but we were 5 minutes late starting, so that's the end of the show, folks. Thank you
Yes.
for joining us. It's lovely. There's still over 40 with us.
Yes, well, thank you ever so much for spending your Saturday evening with us. It's been great fun. Thoroughly enjoyed it, as usual. You're always such good company.
Indeed.
And we'll see you all next time. But until then, don't forget,
Have fun. Bye.
I may go, I may not.
I'll keep waving until Caroline finds the right button.
So what I do when I've got this amazing piece of paper, I've got to switch to my thumbnail now, okay?